from DPS. So this game started off, they were on Moon Knight. We lost the first fight, and now we're switching to tanks because yay, 2 tanks. It's rare to see that. I already said this earlier on stream, but I'll just reiterate. I generally tell people not to flex. I think it's better to just play the characters and the roles that you actually enjoy. When you flex, it's very difficult to change your mindset into, you know, how that translates to positioning differently and what you're thinking about. It's totally possible, but if we're going to learn it, let's learn it right. Let's see how we can play back.
Heads up, we got an onk.
So we're already starting at a big disadvantage because we have no ult charge, and the whole enemy team has their ult pretty much. So be careful with this. Oh. Yeah, that's tough. All right, so a couple of things here. I feel like this is a situation that you're going to find yourself in a lot, right? Where this is a situation where you're going to find yourself in a lot if you're flexing to tank, where your team really can't push through a choke and you're just getting like poked out. So how do we deal with this as mag? So there's a couple different things. First of all, you don't want to shoot the tanks because you're trying to make space, right? If a tank gets shot, like if you hit this Groot, his health is not going to go down far enough to make him want to back up. However, if you use your projectiles and you hit the Bucky, like look what happens. This is a perfect example. We shoot the Bucky once or twice, or the Moon Knight, their health goes down that same number, but their percentage-wise is insane. Like look at this. Bucky steps out, he gets hit a couple times, and his health goes down to like half, and so he backs up a little bit, and then it goes down to half again, or more than half. Now he has to back up and do stuff. So you want to pressure out the DPS. You want to make them back up. Then you can scoot forward and keep pressuring them out. The next thing is we also want to take a look at all the options we have available to us. There is another path we can go. Come out of spawn, and we go this way. And then then you can take this angle over here. The enemy team sees you for like half a second, but it's really not going to do much. And then you just get free access to this door where you can go up here. And like you say, like, well, mag should be frontlining, right? It's like, well, yes, mag can frontline, but you also have a strange. So while you're pushing up here, if you do that exact same thing, right? Like we don't shoot at the tanks, we start shooting at either the supports or the DPS. They're going to back up and they're going to shoot at you. And then that's going to relieve a ton of pressure here for them to gain a little bit of space, right? But don't go crazy. You're still playing mag, right? We don't want to jump all the way over here or jump down or anything because you'll just die. But thinking of alternative ways to like relieve the pressure on the front is really important. Now, and then like here we have a terrible support ult. Enemy team takes advantage. We don't have our ult. Not much you can do there. That happens.
I shall not be removed so easily.
Water viewer having troubles. One of these days, Marvel Rivals will fix the match reviewer. What just happened? I'm sorry. Hang on, what? How did I not see this? Oh, okay. I'm just blind, apparently. Bro, thing came out of nowhere. Yeah, we're really just shooting at tanks right now. I'd wait for your bubble a little bit, but I like the idea. We're going to support him. Nice. Nice. Okay, almost. So let's look at this from Moon Knight's perspective, and let's see. Watch his health. He has no fear here. So if you shoot this Moon Knight just like a couple times, he's gonna back up. And then he's not gonna have access to your backline at all. And it's the same with Bucky. Like so far, we just have a target priority problem. Nobody's shooting at the DPS. There's a cloak ult there. That's true, but even in a cloak ult, you can still push a lot of pressure out on support, on DPS. And here's a perfect example, right? This Moon Knight, he's in the cloak ult, but he's still backing up because he sees his health bar is like getting chunked. It's not until his health bar completely stops moving that he starts moving forward, right? So you could still pressure through it, for sure. But also, again, this just kind of like the disadvantage of not having an ult when everybody else does. Oh, our whole team is dead. Please don't walk forward. Please don't walk forward.
Only 60 seconds left.
I'll patch you up. The keyholes are more dangerous. There's more than one.
Hey, now we're all deciding to go through here. Okay. My duo called me to fall back. I hadn't realized there. Yeah. Well, I'm glad they did. Good stuff. Who's your duo? Is it Strange or Punisher or something? Okay, so they use Cloak and Invis. You guys should be able to do it. The Bucky? Okay, good. Good to know. Thank you. Okay, we want to yeah, bully a support now. So why didn't we walk forward here? I know we're a little like concerned about brute walls, right? But we do have a support ult going. Hang on, let's go back so the replay viewer doesn't bug. The only one there. Okay, your Punisher has died. Iron Man gets rezzed. He's trying to keep the cloak alive for TP. Okay. Oh.
Rebirth is a mutant's greatest. I feel like myself.
You'll have to keep fighting until us against the world.
This is tough. This is a really tough situation.
My power cannot be.
So how do we like condense this down? Let's see. So basically, like, if we're flexing to tank, we have to understand what we're trying to do, okay? So we're trying to pull a lot of attention back. We're trying to give our team space and kind of manage the amount of pressure that's coming down main. So as tank, you can really take charge of the situation. And the way you do that is twofold. First of all, you're a leader for your team, whether you like realize it or not. A lot of the times, just wherever you walk, supports are absent-mindedly and they just follow the tank. And as much as people like say, "Oh, my supports don't follow me," they actually really do. So we can kind of use that ability like to our advantage. And the only way that happens is if they feel like they subconsciously feel like that it's safe enough to follow the tank. So we have to, again, like make space for our team so that they can follow us, right? And that is the other half the other half of this is you take charge by doing a ton of damage, right? That's how you hold space. Tanks, like, there's this big, like, misconception of, like, well, they have a lot of ability to stay alive, right? Well, it doesn't matter if they can stay alive. You can just walk past the tank if all they do is stay alive. The reason that Penny is so hard for people in lower elo is not because she stays alive. It's because if you walk into an area that she has control over, you're very likely to just die because of the nest, right? And so what does that look like for other tanks? For Mag, it means like hitting all of your left clicks and your left clicks and your right clicks, that combo. You do left click, right click, left click. Hitting all of those combos on the correct characters, right? So you do not really pose a threat to the Groot and the Thing directly, because if you do all that damage to them, that's like, 1/5 of their health bar. Like, they have a ton of stuff. If you do all that to a DPS, that is a threat. And so if you step into a spot where you can kill a DPS and they can't kill you, you are now making space. So a lot of the times that we're here, we're not really putting out enough pressure. Now, is that going to be enough to like save this game? Not sure. If you've watched A10 for any length of time, like the old Overwatch streamer, he always says this thing of like 20% of games are just straight up unwinnable, right? So if we have that mentality of like, I did my best, that's okay, move on to the next one, and like don't worry about it. What you can worry about is just trying to figure out what you can do like in each game. I feel I have fairly decent accuracy, but you're right, to be honest. At this point in the match, I was kind of mentally checked out. Yeah, that definitely happens. Like, in a game like this, you're kind of demoralized. So switching to tank in a situation like this where you're already demoralized is just like not really going to help. So hitting those shots and then picking the right targets to actually have that threat is like so important. We can watch the rest of this game and see how you fare. Now we're on Penny.
Capture the mission area.
Perfect example though. Be Mad comes out tonight and Iron Root. No, that's not me. Which one's you? Hang on. Oh, perfect. I love Emma. So Emma is like a great example of what I was just talking about with like threat ranges. With Emma, your threat doesn't come from your diamond form. It doesn't come from like the choke slam combos. It comes from getting your combo to 100 charge. So what I want to see so far right now is I want to see you getting your charge and keeping it at 100. And then once you get it to 100, target a squishy. Why are you not getting healed? Anyway, that's fine. So we already give up the space. With Emma, it's really important to take space early. So you want to be standing here and you want to kite people. So you're already shooting at the mag at your maximum distance. If the mag backs up, you scoot up a little bit, not enough to get hooked by the Bucky, right? And then you want to back up. I was trying, then I nearly died. That's very true. That's very true. But we're back here. I want you like all the way up on the wall. The great part about using this corner as opposed to here is it just has to do with cover, right? Right here, we're nowhere near a wall. If we're right next to a wall and we need to stop taking damage because our supports aren't healing us for whatever reason, maybe there's a cap, maybe there's a bug on their screen and they're distracted, we can actually just stop taking damage, and which is essentially like healing, by like scooting over to the side. And now we're fine, right? And then if they push again, now because we're a tank, we can throw up a shield and then back up to the next piece of cover. Then we take our shield down, right? And then we can use our diamond form to go over here and get to the next piece of cover. But we're already like out in the open. We're way too far back. Okay, nice. All right, now we're at high charge. Now let's find a squishy. Oh no, don't back up. Back up. No. Okay. So this is another great example, like just really illustrating the point, right? The second you back up, you're no longer a threat because there's a Moon Knight in your backline. I was calm that there was somebody in the backline. Yeah, so this is the difference. I like that you're doing that. That's actually a good thing because you play DPS. It's actually DPS's job to peel. Emma, her whole job is to hold the front line. Because if you turn around, this enemy mag is instantly going to take the space. The saving grace is he's bad and walks into a penny nest. Like, when you're playing tank, your #1 priority is the front line. And since your penny turned around too, nobody's watching the front. So you guys get really lucky here. Oh, that's a bad habit. Yeah. We don't want to use diamond form for this. It's an old remnant of old Emma, because now it's an 18-second cooldown. It doesn't have the one-shot combo, and you lose your primary charge. So, really bad habit. You don't want to use diamond form for anything except for, like, ultra defensive or ult canceling. Nice. Getting some charge on the mag. Good. Okay, great shield. You love to see it. Perfect. Okay, I don't mind this as much, but see, this is the problem with it though. We don't get the kill anyway, and now we don't have the diamond form for the movement and the damage reduction when we need to back up. Now we only have the shield, and that's just really dangerous. No, they already used 2 support ults, right? No, they only used, yeah, they used 2 support ults. So if you just wait this out and then ult when it's over, you guys win this fight. Now we have a support ult. Way to find the supports. Good job. Good attempt. This is a good diamond form. I like this. I love this. It is what it is, though. It's too late. So, like, if the one big mistake you made here, though, was just ulting when you're not going to get any value. Like, Emma's ult is one of the hardest ults in the game to, like, get proper value out of. And, like, it takes a long time of playing Emma to see situations where it's like, oh, this would be a really good Emma ult. So I'll try to break it down. The easiest thing is to force out a support ult. That's not really an option here because both of them supported, or they ulted. The next best thing, sorry, this is yours. But yes, their cloak ulted and their invis ulted, so they have no more support ults. The next thing you want to look for if you're actually trying to get kills with it, which we are since both supports ulted, is do they have anything to block it? So they have a mag and they have a strange. Both of them can block it. So is there an opportunity for it? Maybe. Could you still get value out of it even if they block it? Probably, because then both tanks are going to be trying to shield their team, and then you have an Emma, or sorry, you have a Penny, you have a Moon Knight walking down on their backline, and like, you guys probably just get the kills. So we just got to wait out support ults if it's already there. So now, like, let's say we haven't ulted yet and we're chilling. I think this would probably be a really good one. I was trying to pull them out of the invis ult. Yeah, unfortunately that doesn't really work. It just doesn't. Like, here would be a decent ult. Here would be a great ult now because you're going to do damage to the mag and you're going to charm the Bucky and he won't be able to continue going again all over your team. You're also going to charm the invis. She's going to stop healing both of these two. Like, this is going to be a huge momentum changer. Since we didn't have it, the diamond form was the next best thing, but it wasn't enough. Portal? Nope, no time. Dang, that's a brutal game. Do you have another game where you play like filling tank or anything? It's like that is one of those games where it's like, yes, there's things we can learn, but So is the core Emma loop build 100 charge, go find a squishy? Yes, absolutely. Like, that's what you want to do with Emma, is like build 100 charge, go find a squishy. And then that's like the first level. Then the next level is like you build 100 charge, you target a squishy, they back up, then their tanks get in between you and the squishy, and then you have to like deal with the tank, and just like what that does is that keeps the tank from taking space, and then you have to manage like, okay, is the tank gonna let me try to kill him, or is the tank gonna push me off? I'm gonna try to kill him, or are they gonna push me off? And then after that, there's like a whole nother level of chess on top of it, where it's like, now we start, am I gonna give ult charge? Am I building ult charge? Am I keeping the DPS in check here? Am I like pushing with my team? Am I back? You know, it gets into a whole thing. I really like the Emma gameplay. She's very fun. Why do we not have game sound? Oh, good lord. Strange, then Emma, then Mag. I think they all work in a similar way, though. The number one thing you want to think about, and we saw this with your Emma and your Mag, is like you want to put out that pressure. You want to have that pressure on the characters that it actually matters at. So with Emma, you want to make sure you're using your crystal, her E. You want to use that on cooldown as much as you possibly can, because it does so much damage, and it gives you her primary fire charge insanely fast. And then you use it to get 100 charge, and then you just like melt, completely melt supports. You just walk all over them. I got Emma Lord the other day. Nice, good stuff, Lou. I need to get. How close am I to Angela? Kind of close, I guess. What about Rogue? With the bottom? Huh? I level 11. I gotta play more. I have one that we won. I guess we'll take a look at like some of the fights that you lost in it. If you want to just post it in chat, that's fine. Let's skip ahead. Let's find some fights that you lose. All right, Strange. So Strange works in much the same way. He does a ton of damage up close, right? If he hits all of the daggers and he's properly animation canceling, he's just a huge threat. Uh-oh. Nice. This is why we don't use Diamond Form early. Let's go. We should just walk over everybody now. Eh. Okay. Bro, they kill like nobody this whole game. What's happening? I like how you're playing here.
Anyone willing to help?
Maybe we skip to defense? Looks like they might win a fight here. Let's try here. All right. Yeah, this looks like a fight. Okay, let's take a second and evaluate the situation. What are we on? We almost have our ult. We have 2 support ults. They have solo support? But they solo support the whole game? Okay. Field?
It seems we have company. You are under my protection.
If we're solo tanking, we can't turn around though. If we here's point in case, right? Case in point. We turn around to peel. We give up our front line, and now they just walk in. If we're solo tanking, like, we definitely can't give up the front line. There's just a really common misconception in the community that, like, tanks have to peel, and it's just not true. The only time that your tank is peeling is if you have 2 tanks, and one of them is really good at holding the front line. So in this case, like, let's say your Storm is instead playing Emma, right? You would be the one to peel. I would have Emma hold front line because she's better at holding front line, and Mag can turn around and he can bubble from across the map, and he can right click from across the map. And so you would bubble the person who's giving dove, you would push the person who's diving, and then you turn back around and focus on the front line. Because, like, that is your job. Like, we give up so much space. And look, the enemy Strange just takes it immediately. Oh, get her! I don't think it was charged enough anyway. Nice attempt. Okay, they have an Atom now. Interesting.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man! It seems we have company. Hurricane incoming! Your attacks are futile.
Only 60 seconds left.
So this is something that might just be a mag-specific thing. I'm not sure if you have this problem with other characters, but one thing you definitely want to train yourself to do is in team fights like this where everything's breaking down, you need to have the skill set of tracking people through a team fight. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick one person. It doesn't matter if it's a tank, a support, or a DPS to start with. Just pick whichever person you see, and I want you to just stick with them and just follow them no matter where they go, anything like that. Once you, and I'm kind of giving general tips because I don't know how much you play on DPS and how good you are, but once you get really good at tracking people through a team fight, then we want to reevaluate, and then we try to figure out who do we track during the team fight. If you're on tank, if you're solo tanking like this, you're going to actually find the DPS that's killing your team the most, right? So here, there's a Spider-Man on our team, but he's like kind of deep, so probably not that. Next, I would do this Namor, and I would just like frontline right here, just like you do, and like keep them off your team, and I would just like bully the Namor. And then if I see the Loki, it's like, oh, okay, probably go for it. Made one mistake and lost us the match. Oh, I'm sorry, Get Bend. What did you make? Can we learn and get better? Also, that's actually good because that means the game is in your control. And you can change the course of the game just by yourself, right? It doesn't feel good though, I'm sure. I'm very sorry. You'll be happening.
Down to 30 seconds.
Alright, score roll. I shielded instead of grabbing. Unfortunate. Ooh, a 6K? Yeah, if you're gonna shield the Scarlet, you have to do it at the very last second. Putting out some decent pressure now. You're sticking to one person, you're ignoring the tanks, you're popping the people behind. Jeff ult? How did that hit you? What? I know this is your Jeff, right? Oh, there's 2 Jeff ults going. That's actually so lucky. Did you get swallowed by the right one? You did. Oh, thank the Lord.
You poor, sweet
You
creature.
need not fear. Here they come. That vile creature is there. You are under my protection.
Oh, and they just C9. Wow. What a weird game.
Final.
So, I mean, we kind of just went over, like, what tanks do. That's kind of the main thing is like, you control space by being such a big threat that anybody who comes near you is afraid to die. And they can't kill you because you have survival tools and a big health bar. You have shields, bubbles, movement abilities sometimes, things like that. So if you rethink how you think about tank, we don't want to be peeling, we want to be holding space. We want to do that by punishing squishies. We want to stand by cover, you know, stuff like that. Minimize the health that we take and stuff like that. I'm sure you'll feel a lot more comfortable on tank with that, like, basic understanding. So anyway, that's it for this VOD review. I know this was a bit of a strange one, but thank you so much for submitting it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. God bless. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.